Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye, the Howard County Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Captain Buckley. Please stand for pledge and prayer. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please stay standing for the prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this great country that we live in and the opportunity that we can come and do the work for the citizens, and that we just ask that you help us to do our best and do what's best for this great county that we live in. We ask you to watch over the state of Indiana, we watch over Howard County, and watch over all the residents and citizens of the U.S. We say a special prayer tonight for Mr. Dodd and his family, and the situation that they got going on. So we just ask that you watch over and help them and give them strength and healing. We also ask for our administrative assistant, Pam Isaac, for loss of her mother, that you just be with her and her family, and you just give them the strength and courage that they need to get through these next few days. Once again, we just thank you for the opportunity that we can come together. It's in your son's precious name that we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. All right. All right, any special announcements or recognitions? Do we have any?
I guess we got, yeah.
Yeah, we do.
We do. We do.
The Gilly House right here.
We have to check this together.
Okay, so go ahead, don't fall get down. Okay. Oh, you're.
The state has sued opioid manufacturers and distributors, and they've distributed money to the counties twice now. And it's come to the Howard County Commissioners, and we have been able to distribute this money. And so what we've been doing is we've taken this money and we've kind of divided it up to what we thought would be the best use of this money here in Howard County. And they've given us this money to distribute, and they've given us what they call restricted funds and unrestricted funds. The commissioners have thought it would be better, instead of using this unrestricted funds for whatever we wanted to keep this money all together. And so we can give this money out, and we've been giving it to providers that has been treating opioids. I'll call them patients or residents, but people who have been adversely impacted by the opioid drug problems here in our county. A couple of restrictions that we've placed is we wanted these funds to treat people here in Howard County. And it's been very successful. This is our second round of funding that we've been doing. But tonight, we wanted to give this check to Gilead House in the amount of $72,000. Anything that you guys want to say?
I know that Miss Harris is back there, and Susan Maxon from Gilead, if you guys want to come up. But Reba, you've been a fixture in this community for how many years?
Maybe 3.
And the work that she's done, and she should not go unnoticed for the work that she's done. I've known for years the work that she's done and the great stuff that she's done. So this is kind of in my opinion, somewhat of just an honor for her to be able to receive this.
And that's an honor for us to
You better lower that a little bit.
Yeah.
You got it, Pat?
I'm getting there, but I've got 2 phones to do, so.
Okay.
Well deserved.
Thank you.
With the women, we appreciate you. The women are really getting better. We're so thankful. We're really seeing an increase in their recovery. But I really think some of the deaths in the community, because often our women knew those women. And so there seems to be a little bit more push on really getting clean and sober, getting their children back, getting an education, and we're very thankful. Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Reba?
So we'll you distribute. Yes. So we'll. What I think. So you'll be looking for. Excellent. Thank you so much.
All right. Chair, entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the last meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Those are approved. All right. Departmental business reports. Looks like community supervision. We have Destin DeLong. There he is. I didn't see hiding over there.
Good afternoon. I don't hide very well anymore. I just have a few items here. They're more cleanup for me and to get your approval. So as you know, our department, community supervision, we operate heavily in the world of grants, and we seek grants for operations year after year after year. And these two grants are ones that we've been receiving for several years. However, I want to make sure that we're approved to seek those funds by the commissioners. The first is the grant from the Indiana Department of Corrections. Howard County Community Supervision's slated to receive $1,503,000 in grant funds to operate our work release facility, our home detention program, and to help supplement our probation services department. The other grant is our addictions response grant, which funds one probation officer who coordinates our pretrial services program. That was for approximately $95,000 in total, $94,076 in total. Again, those are grants that we've operated through for years, and they have been applied for. I'm requesting your approval to seek those grants.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion and second to approve the seeking of the grants. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? They're approved. Thank you, Dustin.
Thank you.
Thanks for seeking those out, Dustin.
Yeah.
Good job.
Recorder's office, Tori Kelly.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Hey, pretty good. How about you?
I have 4 Laredo agreements I need you guys to sign off on. One's for Metropolitan Title, and then we had Lloyd, I'm not gonna do his last name because I'll butcher it, and then JQOL and Apex Clean Energy.
Okay.
And there's orange little tabs. You guys just wanna sign off on them.
Motion to approve those before we sign off, I assume. Yeah. There's a motion to approve these before we sign them.
I'll make the motion to sign the Laredo agreements for the recorder's office.
I'll second.
Motion second to sign and approve the agreements, the radio agreements of the recorder's office. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is approved. Thank you, Tori.
Thank you.
Moving on to new business. Looks like we have Propel US 31 project.
Just a minute. I know, you said don't get nervous.
If you have problems, just yell at the guy behind the post.
Yeah, he already told me. It's working. It says it's working. Okay. I clicked that.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. Okay, thank you for your patience. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having us today. My name is Cassidy Hunter, and I'm the communications manager for the Propel US 31 South study. I'm joined today by Dan Miller. He is the study manager, and also by Jonathan Wallace from NDOT. He's the project manager for the study. In our short time together today, I would like to talk to you about the work that's been done so far on the study, where we currently are in the process, and then finally what the next steps are. So for a little bit of background, Propel is an NDOT initiative for transportation planning that uses collaborative planning and environment linkages studies to consider environmental, community, and economic goals early in the transportation planning process. Our study team has been engaging with residents and other stakeholders for more than a year to assess innovative ways to renovate the corridor while also prioritizing community needs. Public feedback is vital to the success of this study, and it will help inform the future potential solutions that will guide the next generation of transportation investments in this area. The Pell study will identify a reasonable range of alternatives in the study area, and projects will be considered as part of NDOT's regular call for projects, which is typically a 5-year timeline. So it could be sometime after the Pell studies are complete in the fall of 2024 for the project development process to begin. So this slide illustrates the extent of the US 31 South study area, which is 276th Street in northern Hamilton County to just south of the Eel River in Miami County. It does exclude the bypass, 931 bypass. So far, our efforts have focused largely on defining the why. Why are we looking at potential improvements, and why are those potential improvements important to the local communities? To get to the why, we asked for public input. We have engaged with more than 400 community members at 6 public meetings, 20 community office hours events, and over the summer, we were at fairs, festivals, and special events all throughout the 4 study counties trying to meet residents where they were. We've connected with business owners, farmers, school districts, emergency service providers, resource agencies, and the US 31 Coalition to better understand community transportation needs and why they are important. We have received hundreds of public comments, and while they have focused on a variety of topics, 3 have been mentioned most frequently. So 63% of the comments related to mobility and access to, from, and across US 31, 11% focused on safety concerns, and another 10% talked about travel along the corridor. And we heard about other things too, like environmental concerns, economic development and redevelopment, and bike and pedestrian travel. So in response to that feedback, we did several things. We contacted each of the 7 school districts in the study area to understand where bus routes intersected US 31. We had conversations with emergency management directors in all 4 counties to learn about fire, police, and ambulance needs and how they use the roadway. We also met with local economic development organizations and Farm Bureau representatives. We've reviewed previous plans, collected traffic data, and have spent a significant time in the corridor to view these issues firsthand. All of that feedback and analysis was used to inform the issues and outcomes for the study. So let's go over those now. There were more than 1,500 crashes in our study area from 2017 to 2021. And more than half, 56% of those were rear end or right angle crashes. So they were severe crashes. So for that, our goal is to improve roadway safety by reducing the number and severity of crashes. There are 5 intersections in the study area that currently grade F for level of service in current or future traffic projections. So our goal there is to reduce the delay at those 5 intersections. And I have more data if anyone has questions in terms of specifics on intersections or locations that I'm mentioning. There are 125 direct access points to US 31 in our study area, and 91 of those do not meet NDOT access management guidelines. So our goal there is to improve local mobility and safety by reducing the number of potential conflict points and the amount of traffic moving at varying speeds. Next issue and outcome is to maintain or improve east-west mobility for those schools, emergency service providers, and agricultural equipment. And finally, maintain or improve operations along US 31 that enhance passenger and or freight mobility through the corridor. Here you see a high-level summary of the study schedule. We have just concluded the purpose and need milestone, which I've just gone over those purpose and needs, and that is the foundation for the alternatives development and evaluation process. So next, we will be looking at alternatives and evaluating them based on how they address the identified needs and the desired outcomes or purposes. Potential alternatives that do not meet the purpose and need will be eliminated from further consideration. Now, at the beginning of this process, there are many potential improvement alternatives that NDOT could consider. And these solutions include a wide range of possibilities, and we call that starting point the universe of alternatives. It represents all the potential alternatives that will address the identified needs. So at this point, everything is on the table. Once we have the universe of alternatives, we will go through a screening process. And because the size and complexity of the US 31 study area, that screening process will involve at least 3 steps. So at each step along the way, we will engage public and other stakeholders such that they will have the opportunity to review those draft reports and submit official public comments. Those opportunities for engagement will be announced on the study website, our social media channels, press releases, public notices, and email blasts to our stakeholders. At the end of each screening step, there will be a smaller number of alternatives, but the level of detail associated with each alternative will increase. This additional detail will help us more closely and comparatively evaluate benefits, impacts, and costs. So that's a very quick version of a presentation that we gave at a public information meeting back in June. I have a lot of supporting documents that I would be happy to share, but also happy to take any questions or comments that you have about the study.
All the information that she quickly went through is available online. We have a website dedicated, propelus31.com. You can watch a video of the presentation. You can watch all the boards. All of the documents that we've prepared to date are online, including the public comments that we've received. All those, we're being as transparent as possible. Make sure we get through this study and be able to address everything that we hear.
Did this same group have anything to do with doing the Port Indianapolis, making 31 without all the stops?
That was previous to this study. So this
Okay.
study is going north of that area, and it's both 31 and 30. As she showed the first main slide, that's 180 miles of 30 and 30.
Whoever did that did a great job. You get to Indianapolis quick now. So.
Yeah, so that is not part of this study, but.
Same difference,
Yeah.
same thing, but it's a different study. I got you.
But those are the type of comments we love to have. We hear both sides of the aisle on what people want and what people don't want, access wide, or
Right.
just being able to get to and from it.
Well, those intersections you mentioned, were any of those in Howard County?
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, I see.
Are you working in connection with or the US 31 coalition?
We are coordinating with the 31 coalition, but they are not directly part of the study. They're one. So when it comes,
And why wouldn't you work in connection with them?
so the coalition has had their analysis and their study, and we're taking the studies that they have prepared in the past. We're taking studies, counties, cities, and NDOT have prepared in the past, looking at all those. We have one of our documents that we prepared is the summary of previous studies. We're looking at things fresh and holistically. We want to make for sure. Cassidy talked about the universe of alternatives, and that truly is everything is on the table. So the universe is.
How is this different?
So a huge part of what makes a PEL, or NDOT calls it ProPEL, is the branding, is that this is done before alternatives are on the table. So normally when you come, there's a project that's been planned, and you comment on the alternatives that have gone through this early screening process, all of the planning, all of the scoping. The PEL process brings stakeholders and the public up front immediately. So we're just beginning the alternative. So we've been taking public comments from the beginning, looking at as I stated, previous studies. We did new traffic analysis. We looked at the amount of crashes, as Cassidy talked about, within a 5-year time frame. We looked at the level of service, how much traffic is sitting. 31 in our study area is working well, both now and in the future, but some cross streets are going. Hearing me show that some of the cross streets are really struggling. It's just hard to get on and get across. We mentioned Howard County. We have a little north, but we have 18 and 218 are two of the significant areas where we have crashes. That's where we've looked at level of service. At least
It's 550 north, which is just south of Howard
Yeah.
County.
with having the bypass, because the bypass is already basically been updated, it's not part of this study. So I know that it takes out a lot of the county. However, we also know that Howard County residents applies 31. So we've been trying to get out, as Cassidy stated, we get out at least twice a month, to be honest. The spring through the summer, we've been out a lot, and we'll continue to be out a lot. Coming to the county, the Howard County, with all 4 counties, try to make sure, spread them out.
But this wouldn't duplicate what the 31 coalition is doing or has done.
If you're talking, that's.
Come up to the podium.
Sorry about that. This is a unique independent study being led by NDOT. We are, once again, the coalition. We are coordinating with them. We're coordinating with county commissioners, county councilmen. We have stakeholder groups where we have business owners. We've coordinated with EMS services, as Cassie talked about, all the school districts. So we're trying to hit everyone this can impact. We went to Farm Bureau meetings. This is a a new study. We're not completely dismissing things that were done by the coalition or done by previous studies by any means. We're looking, there have been some good ideas, but sometimes when you look individually, like there's a spot that's an issue, you don't necessarily look at how that can impact something upstream or downstream of there. We're looking at those spot improvements, but also looking at 31 as a whole. And although we are part of the 31 and leading the 31 South study, we work every week with the 31 North study and the 30 studies as well, because we want to make for sure that they are consistent and that it flows connected as a full network.
Well, I appreciate what you guys are doing. I mean, you're right, a lot of Howard County residents use 31 North and South, so I appreciate any improvements. So, and any look into what causes the crashes, and it's a busy road.
It definitely is. It's a significant corridor along with 30, and that's why these studies are going on. I know Cassidy passed out some of the FAQs, and there's a question. If you want to submit a formal question, you can either mail it in. Some people like mail. We have a phone number dedicated to the Propel US 31 South study. We have it. You can contact us by email, or if you go online, you can actually go and drop a pin and say, this is where I live and these are my issues. All those will become part of the formal record. If anyone here would like, we have extras that we can pass out at FAQ forms and some of these questions if you'd like to write it down or if you want time to think about it. A lot of different ways to contact us. But we appreciate all of the coordination from all of you all and from all of the public as well, because that's a major part in what drives this study.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. All right, moving on. Claims and reports, salary claims.
$945,247.13.
Move to approve as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve salary claims as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Those are approved. Moving on, payroll expense.
$945,247.13.
Move to approve as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is approved. All right, operating claims.
$1,554,566.63.
Move to approve as presented.
Second.
Motion second to approve operating claims as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is approved also. Moving on. Any claims to ratify?
I have one claim in the amount of $50 to Sam's Club.
Move to approve as presented.
Second.
Motion second to approve as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The claim is approved. That's it. I want to read all of this. Should tell us. Monthly reports.
I have one from Weights and Measures, start date August 16th through September 15th. And I have a county treasurer's monthly report, month ending 7/31/2023.
We'll show these two reports as received. Any grants to go over?
None.
No grants. Moving on, county attorney.
I have two matters. First is a proposed resolution which adopts a local preference purchasing policy. And attached to it is the Howard County local preference purchasing policy that we've drafted. Indiana law allows, when it comes to purchasing or funding projects, public works projects, allows the county to give a preference to local businesses. And those businesses are, you have your headquarters in Howard County, or the majority of your payroll is paid to residents of Howard County, or the majority of your employees are Howard County residents. Then when it comes time to bid a job, they claim that preference by showing that they meet those requirements. then we can give them a preference on the bid, 5% up to $50,000, 3% between 50 and 100, over 100,000, they get a 1% preference. So this is not something we've made up. This is something the Indiana statute allows, and we're just doing what the law allows us to do. So we need a number on that. If you choose to adopt that, then there are two places to sign. First is the resolution itself, and then the policy needs signatures also.
I appreciate you looking at that, Mr. Wilson, and it's an opportunity to give our local vendors, sometimes they don't get a fair chance when they're bidding outside of our local community, and this just gives them that opportunity to be fair, I guess is a good word. So thank you for doing that, and with that, I'll make a motion to approve, what would this number be?
2023-BCCR-20.
20. So I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 2023 BCCR-20.
Second.
Motion and second to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is approved. See, there's two parts of that hour and just one. We're good.
There's two, they're both together there.
Okay.
Two places I've tagged.
All right.
Is there another signature on the back?
Here we go. Maybe of them. All righty. Anything else, Mr.
I do.
Wilson?
I have a second, and the last thing I have is a proposed ordinance that establishes a Department of Redevelopment or a Redevelopment Commission for Howard County. There again, Indiana statute allows the county to develop a commission for clearance, replanting, redevelopment of areas that need redevelopment in the county. And the process is you have a committee or a commission consisting of 5 people that's their job to look into those types of issues. So what this ordinance does is just establishes that commission.
Okay.
We need a number for that too, Jessica. An ordinance.
2023-BCCO-40.
I would make that motion that we adopt ordinance 2023 BCCO-40.
Second.
Motion and second to approve as read. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That is approved.
That's all I have tonight.
Thank you, Alan. Commissioner issues. Commissioner Dodd.
No, sir.
Commissioner Wesky.
Nothing tonight.
I have nothing. Moving on, public comments. You want to sign that?
Jerry Paul, Kokomo, Indiana. I'm having a hard time talking. I've been at 3 fundraisers. I'm the president of the Howard County Memorial Corporation. We're here today to follow up on what happened that we didn't get done last meeting because you weren't all here. Our project manager handed out 3 full black folders, but I think she accidentally gave one to. Did you guys get it all?
Yep, we got it.
That goes to Brad. Sorry about that. Not that we don't like you,
That's
just
fine.
we'll remember you next time. The most important thing about this package that Rob and our project managers put together is that we've got a press release today. So I'd like to read through the different paragraphs. An understanding of and respect for the past is the centerpiece of any thriving community. And OFA Mae Johnson's story is a terrific piece of Kokomo's past, said Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch, Indiana's Secretary of Agriculture and Rural Development. Great create place that allowed communities across the state to culturally engage their citizens, and the proposed addition to the courthouse ensures residents of all abilities can better understand our city's unique place in history. So when you get the highest ranking woman in the state of Indiana to endorse you, that's some heavy hitting, people. And then over the last 18 years, we have become more than just a memorial park dedicated to those who have served and died in our country, for our country. We have become a social movement that highlights the contribution of women in military, women of color, and women that work, said HCMC President Jerry Paul. Celebrating Hoosier Daughters and First Marine Opha May Johnson underscores our efforts to inspire a future legacy of excellence in our community by creating programs that teach and promote Johnson's historic contribution. So I wanted to read that because instead of the whole package, because that's a big deal when you get somebody of that caliber. So basically, gentlemen, I'm here today to ask your financial help in the tune of $10,000, like we did the last two monuments that you did approve. The fundraiser with the Patronicity people actually starts today. And Robin Williams is our liaison, our communications expert, I should say. She does all our writing and gets a hold of so this is going to be sent out everywhere. Here's where I think about it, because everybody's saying Kokomo is always trying to be like Carmel. Here's a good idea. Why don't you make Carmel be like us? And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do stuff that's never been done, that fits in with the city of First. But we need your help, guys, and you'll be the first one we're going to start this campaign off. The most anybody can give is $10,000. We have, I think, just a little bit short of 90 days, pretty close to 90 days to
November 17th.
To raise $50,000. We have to match. They're going to give us a matching grant of $50,000. If you help, city helps, and the people we got lined up, basically we're just going to have to raise $10,000. We need everybody's help because I don't take anything for granted. But today I'm asking you for a donation of $10,000 from the county.
Mr. Paul, have you received the commitment from the city for $10,000?
Well, we're going to you first because it's county property. You guys allowed us to put it on county. You open up the door, puts a little pressure on the city, but it's not their property. Opha May is going to go on county property. So if the county doesn't support it, it's going to be pretty hard to get the city to support it. But if the county says we're on board, we like what they're doing. And guys, to be honest with you, our past should say something. We've done more with little than most big congressionally recognized organizations have done. We've raised over $1.5 million. Reba can tell you what we're all about. Is she still here? No. She took the money and ran. She's probably down at the bank right now cashing that big check. But anyway, you're the start. You're the leaders of this.
If I might say, we have a $50,000 commitment and endorsement from the Lieutenant Governor on this project. We need to find those matching funds. If we have an endorsement from the state, I think it's well within reason to ask you for your support.
Where did you, last time, where did the money come from? Did the county give money? What fund did it?
Our special project.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
I believe. It's not here to tell us for sure.
and you know, I don't, be real honest with you, I don't mind doing this. But it's with the understanding that the city has to get on board too. I want you to know that.
We're making the same proposal to them as well.
I'm sorry?
We're making the same proposal to them as well. We have already made the proposal, actually, and the mayor was apprised of this morning.
Well, and that's what I'm saying, you know, I don't mind supporting this as long as I know that the city is supporting it as well.
Mr. Dodd, here's the thing is, this is your house. we're coming to you first. And that lets them know that we're on board.
No, it's not our house, it's our community.
But the
And Copeland is
courthouse
part of
is
this
your
community.
responsibility. It's county property. I remember not too long ago, a former mayor tried to do something on the county and he got, he got taken to the woodshed. So he
That's
tried to put
history.
him,
I'm
but
not
no, but
going
I'm
back to
telling
that.
you, I'm telling you, when you try to do something on somebody else's stuff, creates animosity. So we need you to be the leaders.
Tonight you came and presented, I told you I was supporting it and I'd be for it, so I'll make the motion.
Special projects, right?
I will support it as long as the city's on board, because we're a community. And it's important that we work well together. It's a worthwhile cause. And I think the city would be on board, to be honest with you, like you said. And I'll support it.
What happens if they say the same thing you're saying?
See,
We'll
then
get
it
on
becomes
board
a
at the
conundrum.
county, then it just goes back and forth. I want you guys to be the leaders. So we like this project, we like what they've done in the past, they've got a proven track record. We're on board, we're voting for this, and then it puts pressure on the city to go, let's get on board because we
I'm
want to
not
be
here
part
to
of it.
put pressure on the city.
It's always pressure on everybody when
I'm
it
not
comes
here
to
to put
money.
pressure on the city.
But it lets them know that they're on board, we can get on board. It's gotta start somewhere and it should start right here.
I've got a motion on the floor. Go ahead, second it, or?
I'll go ahead and second it.
Thank you.
Okay, a motion a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Aye.
I believe the
Opposed?
information
We have no opposed? No opposed.
is in the packet, and I want to apologize for my phone going off. I'm on the liver transplant list, and I have to have my phone on 24/7, so as much as I want that $10,000, I want to liver more, so,
So I'm the one, if he's not here, I'll be the one.
yeah. Thank you, Jim.
Situation going with my grandson, my phone will be on all the time too.
Yeah,
I got you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
thank you, guys. Stepped
Take
up
care.
big time.
Any other public comment? Hearing none, entertain a motion to adjourn.
I already got one.
Oh, she didn't speak up, too late.
Good afternoon, gentlemen, ladies. My name is Jennifer Workman. I want to bring something to your attention, being that I believe the commissioners appoint the position downstairs in the VA office. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay. I've been teeter-tottering back and forth with this, but I really think this needs to be brought to your attention. I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble or anything, but like I said, it does need to be brought to your attention. Because if you're not aware of it, it's not going to be taken care of. Long story short, my dad, deceased father, was a Navy vet. My mother became ill about 2 years ago. Her health's been failing. I believe it was May of 2022. She became pretty ill. My brother quit his job, and him and his wife moved in with my mom. And we had a meeting with Dell downstairs, December 2022. We wanted to try to get my brother to be paid for her health care attendant. We were under the assumption that we were waiting on the VA response. A couple months went by. I had reached out to Dell, telephone, left messages, emails, no response. My brother did the same. My brother had some in savings, and it was dwindling down. So my sister and I, we did what we could to help support him and his wife, being that they were taking care of our mother. So I was a little bit frustrated, and I had left a message on Dell's voicemail over the weekend, and I said, look, I need to know where we are with this application. My brother's literally down to the last few bucks. My sister and I are doing what we can to help him. We felt like it was our obligation to do so. Finally got a return call telling me that I came in over the weekend and got that submitted. I don't know if he thought by him telling me he came in over the weekend, that was gonna make it better. It didn't. So long story short, we went in December 2022, got the application. Everything was submitted to the local VA office January. That application did not get filed with the VA until May 17th of 2023. That's not acceptable. My mother passed June the 10th. So even had the VA said, yeah, you will be paid for, you know, being your mother's healthcare assistant, because of the timing, it was processed May the 17th. Mom passed on June the 10th. The timing, he wasn't even eligible. It's really not about the money. It's not okay. I have a son that's a vet. I think, Mr. Dodd, I think you served. Our vets, they deserve better than that, and their families. So, I think like I said, I think it needed to be brought to your attention. So I would appreciate, you know, you looking into it for future cases and making sure that our vets and their families are taken care of. So, you know, I understand that we all get busy at times, but 5 months isn't acceptable. That doesn't look good for our county. You know, I'm also a county employee and I take pride in my work. You know, I try to go above and beyond. If I don't have the answers, the resources, whatever, I will look. If I need help, I'll delegate. I'll go to my boss, whatever. But I appreciate your time. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you bringing this forward. We'll look into it.
Thank you.
Any other public comment? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion, no, second. Motion is second to adjourn, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Oh, we're adjourned.